Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to some more Vintage Story. As you can see, we're still in the midst of winter here, folks, and today, I think what we're going to do is we're going to do some much-needed base work. It is high time that we replace this mound with an actual build. Also in today's episode, if we have the resources to do so, I'd like to get the greenhouse constructed and ready for next year's crops when spring comes. So, we're going to kick things off by going to sleep for a little bit here, and while we do so, it gives me an opportunity to say a massive thank you, as always, for all of your lovely support throughout this series. I very much appreciate it, folks. Of course, if you want to continue supporting these episodes and indeed the channel, I'd really appreciate it if you'd consider dropping a like, and if you're new around here and you don't want to miss out on my future Vintage Story videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel with the bell notifications turned on. Very good stuff. Us going to sleep and ushering in a new day has made the little rift thingy disappear. I'm very glad, actually, because I was not about to deal with that nonsense again. Talking of the rifts and temporal storms and that side of things, a lot of you folks were sort of pushing back against the idea of me turning off temporal storms, so we're going to keep them going, and instead, we're going to adapt our base. Maybe what we could do is have like a moat or a pit surrounding our base so that any enemies that wind up spawning in with a temporal storm, they will just wind up falling into the pit and we can continue to do our stuffs as we please. The first thing I want to do in today's episode though is I want to finally dig a mine shaft going all the way down to the very, very bottom of the world underneath our base. That way we have easy access to a whole bunch of stones, and so long as we've always got ourselves a clay supply, which as you can see here, there's quite a lot of it, we'll be able to make ourselves a bunch of cobblestone, and said cobblestone will be used in the creation of our actual base build here today. So what we need is a saw so we can go grab ourselves some more sticks. Wait a minute, it's not a saw, that gives you boards. It's shears that we're looking for. These bad boys. God blimey, I'm a bit of a doofus brain sometimes, aren't I? I really have done a number on this area in terms of taking down trees, eh, folks? I might need to do a little bit of a tree planting sesh today. We'll do that once we've gotten all the sticks we're looking for. Alrighty, trees felled, resources grabbed, and saplings obtained. So now I should be able to plant some of these bad boys down, rather like so. Blimey, look at how many more saplings we have in here. Well, tree seeds. We've got oak seeds, we've got maple seeds, we've got ourselves a bunch of birch ones, and a bunch of pine ones. Alrighty, screw it. Let's get Operation Reforest underway. 34 maple seeds. Blimey! This is going to take a while to plant down. And ladies and gentlemen, Operation Reforest is done. Every single tree seed I had has been planted. So hopefully when spring rolls around, we'll have ourselves a whole new roost of trees to work with. So in terms of our mine shaft, I think all we're going to do is we're just going to continue this ladder, and it will just go all the way down to the very, very bottom of the world. Who knows? There might be a cave system or two to be had underneath our base. I've no idea. Let's descend and let's see what's going down. Question: can we reach the bottom of the world before my temporal sanity meter there in the bottom center completely empties out? I guess we shall see. We're down to 96%, and it is continually going down. Who says you can't go insane at your own base? Ooh, quartz. Hello. That's pretty cool. Okay, so if I was to dig around here... Oh, yeah. Okay. Go on, let there be another type of ore beneath our base. We've already hit quartz. I mean, that's not really that much of an achievement. Quartz seems to be pretty darn common in this game. I would genuinely take anything at this point, be it copper, iron, anything like that. Just not more quartz, please. Something else? Something that's, like, super useful to us? The big one for us, if we're wanting to try and make ourselves the remainder of the bismuth bronze armor, is actually sphalerite. chances of there being sphalerite underneath our base? I mean, it would be amazing. Definitely. Whoa! There's iron down here. That is actually legitimately iron down here. No way. Oh, bro. We've got iron beneath our base. It's also of a rich quality. Hey! This is awesome! Alrighty, I'm definitely hearing quite a lot of lava around me. It would be kind of awesome to find where it is. Maybe there's a cave around here. And maybe there's some more ores to be had in said cave, if there is one. Alright, and there we are. The very, very bottom of the world. Look at how much stone we've got going on. Not too bad, eh? But yeah, check this out. Magnetite. That is the iron that we have found. Crushed with a hammer to extract nuggets. You can also pulverize it to become 1.7 times crushed iron. More to the point though, 25 units of iron bloom. That's what we've got going on, is it? So if I was to do this, we would get 5 loads of magnetite per chunk. That's decent, but if the pulverizer says you can get 1.7 times that, then surely pulverizing would be the way to go. However, I don't know how to pulverize just yet, so yes, not entirely sure what to do there. What I do kind of want to do now, though, is I want to try and locate wherever this lava is. Whoa! We found it, my friends. We found it. We found the lava. Yikes. Wow! Under no circumstances do we ever want to go for a dip in that bathtub. At that point, you're just begging for death. Right, so let's go ahead and see just how expansive this iron ore vein is. Whoa! This is a substantially sized vein. 30% sanity? Yikes! That is a big, big yikes. I don't think we can stay down here for much longer. Otherwise, we will go nuts. I'm pretty sure when that cog gets to an empty enough level, you start having enemies spawn around you as if you had a temporal storm happening. So, yeah, I want to get out of here pronto. Check this out. A whole load of stone, including more andesite. There's quite a lot of andesite here. I was kind of thinking that for the walls for our base, to replace the dirt mound that we've got right now, that is, we could probably use granite cobble. And then for the roof, I was thinking maybe some andesite stairs. So then, pulverizing. We got ourselves a pulverizer frame, toggle, and pounder. What does this require? Wow, we could actually make this right now. Like, super easy, like, in fact. Alright, for the toggle, we require an axle. Really? Oh, I was just going to say, it really requires a meteoric iron plate, but no, thankfully not. Tin bronze plate, apparently, is acceptable as well. Huh. Wow, this is not actually that difficult to make. So, in terms of the assembly, place down to construct the pulverizer frame, need plenty of vertical space for a complete pulverizer, add a toggle, 2 pounders, and pounder caps. Oh, that's what these things are. They look like those old hula hoop crisp things. The pulverizer is used to pound materials such as quartz and bauxite in order to produce crushed quartz and crushed bauxite. So what are they used for? Crushed quartz is used in the creation of unfired refractory bricks of all 3 tiers. What about bauxite? Okay, so that's also used in the creation of refractory bricks. So, if we want to get ourselves some more tin bronze, believe it or not, we need to go find ourselves some more copper. We have plenty of tin, but 0 copper. Like, literally 0 copper. But anyways, I think we'll get to that in a future episode. I have my goals for today, and I want to get them done without getting distracted too much. Oh, snappers! So check this out. 9th of January. This is the final day in this month. When we wake up after going to sleep, it'll be February. We'll be on our 9th in-game month. And, presumably, the final month of winter here in-game. Blimey, February it may be, but the temperatures still leave a lot to be desired, eh? Negative 15 degrees Celsius? Sheesh. So, granite cobble, got plenty of that going on. We've got granite rock here. I guess we could make the pulverizer base at the very least. Can we just do a little bit of this? Yes, we can. Then it's going to be one of these. Then it's going to be one of... wait, what? I can't make it for whatever reason. Oh, I have a sword that's got low durability. That might be what's blocking me from being able to make this thing. So let's grab that out. This one also doesn't have maximum durability, but we're going to hope that we can still do this thing. We cannot. Maybe we just need ourselves a full durability saw? Which is unfortunate because I don't have the resources to make one. So, yeah, okay. We'll go ahead and put the saws back away. We'll get back to the pulverizer in a future episode, alright? So, grabbing out some clay. Grabbing out a bunch of these here stone bits. And then we should be able to make a pretty decent start on getting a bunch of blocks ready. I can't believe we're on episode 14 and it's only now that we're getting into sort of proper base building, you know, with an actual wall and an actual roof and something that isn't just a hidey hole, essentially. So, yeah, I am very excited to get this underway. If I was to dig out the back of this... yeah, okay. That's what I feared would happen. And it has. Oh dear. Alright, we're going to have to put these tools away somewhere. So let's just put them away in the chest for now. Alrighty, nothing special. Just a few walls up. I would put in some windows, but I'm saving my glass for my eventual greenhouse build instead, aren't I? So maybe we could use something else as a sort of window material. Maybe we could just have some wooden fences or something in these spaces. It would be nice, though, it has to be said. It would be nice to be able to see out, you know, look upon our dominion from within our base. But yeah, we're going super simple with the build today. I don't really have access to a whole lot of resources at this particular point in time. So yeah, it's not going to be the best looking build I've ever done. But at the end of the day, we've all got to start somewhere, right? With our building journey in Vintage Story. Maybe along this back wall, we can put all of our weapon racks back down. Yeah, I like that idea. So we do a little bit of this, and this. And then we can grab all of our tools out and start putting them all back on. Yeah, that works out quite nicely, doesn't it? Andesite cobble stairs. So clay and andesite. Pretty simple. Oh, no way. Check this out. Slanted sod roofing requiring dry grass, boards, and medium fertility soil. We could have a green roof. Green in the sense of it's got plants. Oh, I don't know about you folks, but that sounds pretty cool. The only thing is, with wood being required in the crafting recipe for this, would it be counted as a flammable material? Only we do have our main floor here get a little bit hot at times. I don't want my base to burn down at the end of the day, so yeah, I don't really know. Maybe we should reserve this for a different build. Oh, do you know what? For the greenhouse. Maybe we could have a culmination of glass and slanted sod roofing. Dude, that's a cool idea. Anyway, for now, let's get on with getting a roof on this bad boy. Do you know what? On the subject of flammable stuffs, having a wood fence window, thinking about it now, that might not be the best idea. Again, it gets a bit warm up top here, especially when I have this bad boy going. But then again, I'm doing all of my forging stuffs downstairs in my basement now, so maybe we don't need to have anything that gets hot up here. Wow, so I'm checking out some glass panes here, and look at this. Requires aged boards, lead, ingot, and glass. Blimey, that is expensive. Alright, so check it out. You can indeed make cobblestone slabs out of the various types of stones. You just need 3 stones like this and then a bit of clay. So as a result, instead of having just a typical A-frame type roof, what we're going to do is we're going to try and smooth this off towards the top. Whoa! And here we are proving that you can get vertical slabs. That's kind of cool. So I just did sort of that. Huh. I like that a lot. That's something this game definitely has over Minecraft. Minecraft doesn't have vertical slabs, does it? Now, real quick, unrelated to our building stuffs, I just quickly wanted to mention regarding the mechanical power stuffs that we tried to get into in the last episode. Put simply, yes, we need more sails for our windmill. By having more sails, this thing should hopefully be able to generate just a little bit more power, enough to the point where we can actually use our health hammer. So I think what we're going to do for now is we're going to disassemble this, and then we shall revisit it once we have ourselves a nice flax crop growing. So with the mechanical power stuff's gone, we can finally get back to work on our roof. It's not going to be anything fancy by any stretch of the imagination, but once the roof is on, we should actually have ourselves a little bit more in terms of headroom inside this place. I feel like things have been a bit claustrophobic for us with this dirt mound base. And now, finally, we're doing something about it. Alright, I'm trying to figure out the whole placement thingy. I'm trying to get actual slabs, not vertical ones. This is actually kind of frustrating. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do things a little bit more simply. We'll just have a bunch of blocks, and then the slabs will go upon the blocks, and then we shall simply get rid of the blocks beneath. Or maybe actually they just sort of stay there. I mean, sure, why not, right? I think what we need to figure out is what we're going to fill this space up with. Should we just continue on with the andesite, or should we bring something else into the mix? I mean, we were talking about how we probably won't have anything that gets super warm up on our sort of top base layer here, so maybe we could get away with some of that sod roofing that we saw before. I mean, hey, I don't know about you folks, but greenery adds a lot to your build. So, if I was to whip out some of these boards... Oh, and some medium fertility soil. Does it absolutely have to be medium fertility? It looks like it, doesn't it? It's not changing away from it. The good news is I've got plenty of medium fertility soil. We should be okay. So here we are with the slanted sod roofing. Dude, I'm excited for this. Okay, I am liking this so far. I mean, obviously, it's a very sort of murky color because it's winter right now. But once it becomes spring and summer, this is going to look awesome. There's a lot of different variations of sod roof that you can have. Sod roof tip? That's pretty cool, isn't it? There's just so many possibilities, isn't there? Alright, let's do some more sod roofing on this layer. Really wish you could get just like a flat bit of sod roof. Yeah, doesn't appear to be the case, does it? Unless I just make myself a whole bunch of these and hope that they don't look like poo. So here we go, placing down a bunch of the sod roof tips. And do you know what? Actually, I think this looks alright. I think I can work with this. So, let's get the last few bits added in here. And then, believe it or not, for the roof, that's that. It's done. Oh, I'm so excited. We are getting ever closer to having our little base fully overhauled and finished. It really doesn't look too bad from down here either. Nice. Alright, so all we need to do now is we just need to heighten the walls so they actually, you know, meet the roof. And then we should be good. Right, now we've got to smooth out the interior ceiling here just a little bit. So some upside down granite stairs to kick things off. Kind of wished that I saved placing these weapon racks for last, because guess what? Now I have to get rid of them so I can heighten these windows a bit. Why am I so dumb? Alright, time for another snooze, and then when we wake up, we're going to go grab ourselves some more sticks so we can make some fence windows. And I think I've got a little bit of an idea as to how we can have, like, openable windows. And that is to just use fence gates. I mean, why not, right? It sounds like a good way to go. Oh, yeah, shearing up a storm out here, folks. So here we are with a bunch of oak fences. You can get a lot of those very, very fast. We're going to add the fences in rather like this. And then for the bottom layer of each window, that is where we will start adding in fence gates. And fence gates are made nice and simply 4 sticks and 2 boards per gate. So it's going to be a little bit of this, a little bit of this, and a little bit of this. There we go. Lovely. Is 16 going to be enough? I have no idea. Oh. Huh. Wait, that makes a double gate. Huh. I actually like that. I thought the gates would just sort of open by themselves, you know, in only a singular way. But no, double fence gates. I kind of like it. I mean, yeah, the windows do look a little bit sort of janky, I guess. But when we're inside our base, yeah, things are kind of all right. I just hope that this, like, sort of officially counts as a base and me having fence windows and fence gate windows won't sort of affect things too much, especially in the way of temperature. I mean, so far, we seem to be doing all right. 37.6, that's pretty normal. So, what am I thinking now in terms of the weapon racks? Well, now I'm thinking of doing a little bit of this. We could have a massively expanded amount of tool racks here. Maybe one side could be for used stuff, and the other side can be for new stuff. Yeah. Ah, again with the snow detailing, though. Look at it, falling upon the stairs. Again, Minecraft doesn't have this. Snow falling on stairs and on both levels. I mean, I'm pretty sure you can get it on modded, but not vanilla, sadly. Ah, it's so nice, though. Anyway, let's get back into our base. Let's get these here racks added in, and then we can finally start on putting some tools on them. Alrighty, so this side is full of new tools and this side is full of used tools. So, I think what we need to do now is just a little bit of a rejiggle around of everything you see in here. I mean, we've got ourselves a bit of a cubby on both sides now, so we could probably add some storage in the corners or something. That could probably work. I mean, it'll get them out of the middle of the room if we do that, right? So yeah, I think that'll work quite nicely. Is there any other place we can put our barrels? I certainly hope so, because I need this space back so I can add a little bit of a fence so I don't keep falling down the stairs here like a big old idiot. In the forge, perhaps they could temporarily, I don't know, maybe just go sort of next to the table? That could probably work, right? Right, so we've got to make sure we're not going ahead and wasting a whole bunch of the various leather working liquids I've been working so hard to get. So I need to make sure I'm transferring everything down to the basement. Ah, I've just realized. Barrels made out of wood, yes? And we've got ourselves a bunch of pit kiln areas here. Bloomeries. Yeah, this is a very hot basement. I don't think putting barrels down here is in our best interests. Oh, nah. You're kidding me, right? I don't have a spare pickaxe. Ah. Oh, dear. Alright, I have messed up big time here. I don't have any copper to make another copper pick. Or any pick of any kind, period. Oh, no. What have I done? I'm actually gonna have to pan, aren't I? That's the only way you can get copper when you don't have a pickaxe, right? Oh, man, I've really messed up big time here, haven't I? As if I'm about to regress to panning to get myself copper for a pick. Oh, dude, honestly, I need to get freaking tested for stupidity or something. What the? Oh, my God. That's not okay. That is not okay. I can only assume that guy ascended from the depths. Dude, I am trying to build here, bro. Corrupt drifter. How about you friggin' die? Can't believe it. Oh, flax fibers. Don't mind if I do. Oh, wait, I don't have any space. Darn it. I don't know. I'm trying to build. And these guys are trying to roll up on me. That's not cool, man. All right, my friends. Quite some time later. And here we are. This is such a nice, open, inviting space to be in now. I absolutely love it. We've got all of our storage nestled quite nicely in the corners here. We've got some reed chests still with various bits and bobs in them. But more importantly, all of the trunks have basically the same organization as before. Blocks and, you know, all the molds and fuels and such. We've got our quern here. Our old trusty fire starter, should we need it, is right there. One thing I will be needing, though, is my pan. All of the stuff you see here, this is all going to be stuff that we move down to our forge basement. So actually, while it's on my mind, I should probably get on with it. So I'm going to put the anvil down there. And then basically all the rest of it is going to be placed in the chest. So we've got fuel in this one. This can be things to smelt. This one here can be for, I don't know, bars. And then this one down here can be for the output. When you realize that that chest up on the main area of the base is still full of fuel and molds. And actually all of that kind of stuff is done down here now. So yeah, we should probably do ourselves a favor here, eh? So, we're gonna need ourselves 11 more bits of copper if we wanted to make ourselves another copper pickaxe. Although, with that said, hang on a minute. I wonder if we can make ourselves a tin bronze pickaxe? 50 units of tin bronze. Yikes. Okay, so we're gonna need ourselves, what, at least double the amount of copper bits. Okie dokie, I guess we're going panning. Whoa, look at our roof now. The sod has snowed over. Oh man, I really do hope that that comes back to life when spring comes. Yeah, panning time. How long is it going to take for us to double our copper supplies? I have no idea. Let's just get this thing done, shall we? Alright, folks, we have doubled our copper supplies. Very, very good. So we should now have ourselves enough materials to be able to make ourselves one tin bronze ingot, right? So, we grab these copper bits, grab these copper bits, do a little bit of this. There we are, 100 units of tin bronze. Alright, there we are with the crucible. Let's pour it in here. And now we just gotta play the waiting game. Thank goodness for that. We had enough liquid tin bronze. But now we are kind of on an emergency footing when it comes to backup pickaxes. This is the final pickaxe we can make. We have to go find ourselves some more copper with this pick. And here we are, folks. The final pickaxe we can make. Very good. At least we've got one. So, I think on that note, we're going to wrap up the episode. I must admit, my original intention was to get the greenhouse made in today's episode as well, but we spent such a long time on overhauling our dirt mound base that, yeah, I've actually completely run out of time to record. So, yeah, next episode, we will be all over the greenhouse. And also, our copper supply, because, yeah, it's kind of embarrassing that I let it get to a point where I had to go panning for copper at this stage in the game. But anyways, really hope you've enjoyed today's episode. Hope you've enjoyed today's build as well. Of course, if you have any hints, tips, feedback, suggestions regarding this build, leave them in the comments area down below. And who knows, your suggestion might just make it into the series. For now, though, thank you so much for watching. Drop a like if you've enjoyed today's episode. And make sure you subscribe with those bell notifications turned on, so you don't miss out on my future content. For now, though, folks, thank you very much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And I shall see you folks in the next one. Bye-bye.